Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 760 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today by JD Raider, Shane Sparks, not frightened Ben Askren, frightened Ben, not making the walk yet. He says he's coming. He says, look at the black hole, that black void that is left by Ben on the screen there for a moment. He's gone. He'll be here, he says, in 3 minutes. He says he's doing a science project and that I'll like it, which I'm already dubious of because I don't like science. You know, I don't like, that sounds very educational. I don't like school. So we'll have to wait and see. But right now we're privileged to have the man, the shock jock himself, Shane Sparks. Shane, what's up?
Doing fantastic, guys. And I must say this, I am absolutely shocked that Ben's not on time today.
Oh, man. Shocker for sure. It's Big Ten week. It's conference week. It's going to be coming soon. You're going to Big Tens. I remember, Shane, you told me this is like your favorite tournament. Why don't you tell the people why? Other than you work for the Big Ten Network, which
I love it. It's like picking between if you had two kids, which one do you like more? Big Ten tournament or NCAA championships? The one thing with the Big Tens is that gets crazy off the opening whistle. Mm-hmm. Like there's going to be a match opening whistle that's going to have implications on the team winner. So I just love it. I mean, there's just so much talent. It's ran pretty quick. I like that about it too. I mean, you get to the meat and potatoes of that tournament immediately. That's what I love. I'm an hors d'oeuvres guy, I like a good cocktail, but that tournament, meat and potatoes, boom. I love it.
What? Yeah. You know, I like the appetizers of NCAAs, but yeah, I'm with you. Big Tens is very fun. The first time I got to go was when they were at Michigan State in 2018, and I was like, oh man, this is great. Minnesota.
That was Kuhn and Snyder, correct?
Yes, and the out of bounds, almost takedowns, very, very close match. Yeah, that was a great one. So for this week, which weights are you looking forward to the most at Big Tens?
You know, I'm intrigued by 149 a lot. I mean, 149, you got Sasso, of course, he won it last year. He's not wrestled Austin Gomez. That's a potential final, but of course, you got Lovett and Mirren. Yaya, I think, is the 5 seed. I mean, that's pretty crazy. 149, 197, the depth of those two weight classes, God only knows how those things shake out. And then, of course, 141. I mean, 141, depending on how that all goes, fantastic. 125 is intriguing. I mean, it's every single weight class as matchups that I'd love to see.
Yeah,
how about you guys?
25's fun because you've got the Iowa Penn State factor. They got these two guys that are maybe of similar caliber. We'll see. I think that with Drake Ayala just brings a lot of intrigue, and I think he's someone that one, people really like watching him, but two, he's essential for them for this tournament and also NCAAs. And so how he goes and how he looks is going to be of high import. So even though he's a 6 seed, I feel like he's one of those guys who all eyes are going to be on him early.
And I think he's in a good place being a 6 seed, right? Would you agree? I think he's perfect where he's at.
Absolutely. I mean, Tristan Lujan round 1, and then, you know, likely Eric Barnett in that quarter. I think that's a tough match, but winnable. And then likely Drew Hildebrandt in that semi, which will have huge import for Big Tens, and then also, you know, NCAAs and seeding and everything down the line. And if he could somehow punch his ticket to the Big Ten finals, he's going to set himself up nice for NCAAs, which is something we're going to get to at some point in this show. I don't know when we're going to see. I don't know what Ben is doing. I really did not know he was doing this.
He's making a bacon soda volcano.
And then he texts Tyler, "Hey Tyler, are you producing the show today?" Well, Tyler only produces every show every single day. So I don't know what's happening right now. If he's organizing some sort of a Kyle Dake blindside type of
exactly.
thing.
That's where my mind went.
Yeah, who could he bring on? I don't know. For me, I really it's 74. I think is the most interesting weight class.
Oh, that's because crazy too.
You got Starachi, Massa, Labriola, Kemmer, Smith is probably definitely the best top 5 of any weight at the conference.
Yeah, I mean, Smith is a Big Ten finalist, albeit down at 165.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't done the research, but I'd be curious to know, and it's probably happened a lot more just because the conference is so tough. But Kemmer and Storaci in a semifinal? I mean, how many times do you get semifinals where you got multiple time All-Americans and finalists and Big Ten champions? It's like 141. I like this about 141. 141 has 3 Big Ten champions, except Nick Lee, the national champ, doesn't have one. Like, wow. That's silly.
That is kind of nuts. And yeah, we're going to have an NCAA finals rematch very likely in the semis at 174. It was literally the NCAA finals last year, Storaci, Kemmer, probably going to be a semi at the conference tournament. It's pretty nuts.
That is silly.
And you look at the team based on the pre-seeds, which will be the seeds. Penn State a 2-point favorite over Iowa, which that's pretty freaking close. But the conference tournament definitely favors Iowa more so than Penn State, as Penn State's big guns get to shine a little brighter in March for the ranking points that they earn. But we'll see. Going to be a very, very exciting tournament. So now, currently, I'm just going to keep you guys up to speed. Ben is now sending Tyler links to have ready to go.
Oh man,
I already know what it is. It's about this is damage control for what's about to happen to him. He's getting out in front of. I shouldn't even have tipped him off in the phone call, but before the show. But I guess he'll be on at some point. Okay. Where do we want to go now? Oh, we didn't get to talk about the 74 ACC seeds. We should talk about that because it was rumor mill last show. Maybe we pulled them up.
We confirmed it at the end.
Pulled them up at the end. But any other shocking seeds for ACC's 174?
Not particularly.
So apparently the way this works is the ACC uses a point system.
Correct.
Which spat out that Lout should be the one over Hidley and Lewis. So while I haven't seen that exact the scoring rubric that spits out those seeds, oh gosh, here he is.
Oh,
Science Project Ben. We're talking about City
work. You said some crazy shit this morning, so I said I gotta get to work.
I didn't say anything.
Bring Christian back.
I didn't say anything.
Bring him back.
I shouldn't have tipped you off because then you come on all late. But Ben's here. Finally, late.
Science work.
And do you think your pay won't be docked 10 minutes? It certainly will. This is almost a no call, no show.
All right, you ready for my science project here?
No, because I'm going first. So I'm going first. I'm gonna get the first word because I've been sitting on this, waiting for you to come on.
Oh, I figured you guys would just go and then all right, go.
No,
tell Shane. You think Shane's right? Tell him why, and then I'll tell you why you aren't wrong, Christian, and Shane is wrong.
All right. Well, I didn't say that. I was going. I haven't said that yet, but now I'm going to say it. I was pretty adamant last week, but I said what I said. I did what Ben won't do. Is I said, you know what? I'm gonna give it a second look. Shane's making me think a little bit, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna plug some numbers. I'm gonna see what I come up with and what kind of scenarios it would actually take for Iowa to get in the mix. Okay, and so I've got it right now. Penn State. I did a scenario. Penn State 116, Iowa 115. Now here's the scenario.
Whoa.
Here's what happened. And all these things are way, way more reasonable than the things Shane was bringing up, the things we were bringing up last week. Here's what it is. At 141, 157, 184, 197, and 285, 5 weights, I changed nothing. The rankings stay the same. It plays out completely chalk.
Didn't you list 6?
No.
Say it again.
41, 57.
Yes. Okay.
84, 97 heavy. So
I thought you said 97. Got it.
I did say 97.
Or 57. 49. One of the damn weight classes.
Stop talking. So 5 of the weights, no change. 5 other weights, subtle changes. So at 125, I have Ayala going from 8th to 6th. Okay? 1 spot ahead of Drew Hildebrandt. At 133, I have Austin DeSanto getting 3rd place. And Roman Bravo Young getting 2nd, losing to Dayton Fix. Okay?
Very plausible.
I have Max Murin who is currently ranked 10th, getting 6th. Okay. I have Marinelli, currently ranked 5th, getting 3rd. And I have Michael Kimmer winning NCAAs and Starachi getting 2nd, which I don't think is actually going to be possible. I don't think that's a potential NCAA finals based on probably what's going to happen at Big Tens.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be. And that's it. That's all I did. And that puts Iowa within 1. If I did...
Christian, quit making sense. Quit making sense now. Now you guys are starting to make sense.
Hold on. And I'm not even done. I left plenty of meat on the bone. Murin could be higher than I put him. He could place... I mean, Ridge Lovett's ranked 5th. He beat that guy last year. Marinelli has multiple wins over the number 1 ranked guy in America. And you can say what you want about his NCAA performances, right? That's noted. But the fact of the matter is that he's a really good wrestler. And
are you ready to tell me why you're wrong?
And Ben Funky Askren is the one who declared Michael Kimmer the rightful winner over Carter Starachi in the duel.
He was.
Okay.
Are you ready now?
I'm ready. Listen, but I'll say this, Ben.
Yeah.
This is infallible. You cannot question what I just said. That what I just said is completely reasonable, not shocking, well within the realm of happening. It's not requiring a DNP from a Penn State national champion. It's not requiring Jacob Warner to win the NCAAs and Max Dean not placing. Nothing like that is required. Very small things. So,
Shane,
ready yet?
I would like to point out that I said I also maybe owe Shane an apology the very next episode.
I accept, guys. Hey, it's all good. I've said some stuff that's probably a little bit out there, but I'm glad you basically come to our senses, because I would sum it up by saying this. The craziest thing I've ever heard on a wrestling show ever is this comment or social media. When somebody says that the Iowa Hawkeyes will win the Big Ten championships, this is the Big Ten. If you win the Big Ten, you're a title contender. I'm not saying it automatically makes it that you're going to win. You win the Big Ten championships, you are a title contender. Period.
Okay. Are you guys ready yet?
Yeah.
Are you done with your nonsense here? And can we get down to business?
Nonsense.
Go for it.
Okay. Hey, so Tyler, bring up that first. It's a website. It was AW Wisconsin. It was old. Okay, scroll up to the top and I'll just show everyone what I'm doing. Okay, so I did this. This is just, listen, out of my own curiosity many years ago. I want to know which team performed best at nationals. So as you can see, I had a handful of teams. This is, the best teams of the time. I think I did this first after 2014, maybe, or 13. Then I updated it. Penn State, Minnesota, Iowa, Oklahoma State, Cornell, Mizzou. And then obviously, so this morning while I was late, I had to update the rest of the years that I skipped. I just did Iowa and Penn State. Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically what I do, I take your seed, I take how you finish. Obviously, if you're in the place matches, that's kind of easy. If you did, you have to go above the round of 16 for me to give you plus. So if I count you as a 17. So say you finish round of 12, that's a +5. If you finish 8, that's a +9, right? Mm-hmm. If you are seeded and you finish out of the All-American, I count you as low as whatever round you finished in. So if you're seeded 5th and you lose in the round of 12, you're 12th -7. Is that fair?
I guess. I mean, I'm
sure there's a little better methodology, but no one's paying me. No one's paying me to do this. I'm just doing this for my own fun, and I think it gives a really, really.
You're not getting paid for any of this, as I mentioned. You're paid
high level indicator of where we're at. So now, notably, it is hard to finish in the positive because these are good teams. So generally speaking, they have lots of highly ranked guys. If you're a 1 or 2 or 3, it's hard to exceed your seed by that much. So like a one can't add any value to his team. They can just be an even. Right. So notably the results are skewed to the negative. So that being said, I think it's a good.
Well, hold on, Ben. I mean,
Go.
I think already if this is about peaking at NCAAs, and if a national champion is not getting value for peaking, then I don't think this is that great.
Well, it is getting value, Christian, because if you don't perform to your seed, you're gonna get a negative, right? And if you get a negative, that obviously would hurt your team's score. You just can't get a positive. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
I think this plays in our argument. I think your graph here is perfect. If I'm understanding it correctly, You're showing that Iowa last year had a very bad tournament and they still won.
Okay,
That's what your graph
Shane, bring up the
shows.
graph. Bring up the graph before you keep talking your nonsense. So before NCAAs last year, we had Iowa at plus 60 points. And Christian, if you do remember correctly, Christian tried talking Penn State back into the team race, and I said, "This is shenanigans, Christian. This is nonsense."
I thought Drew Hildebrandt and Max Dean were on their team. I got confused.
Okay, so 2021, Christian said, Penn State has a chance. I said, no, they don't. Look at this score right now. They're down by 50 or whatever. And listen, Iowa performed notably poorly, and it made it, I think it ended up being 15 points or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's why this is shocking, guys. If you look through these years, Penn State they have one really bad year, and they're very, very close to their seeds almost every year.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa, on the other hand, has like 3 years out of 11 here where they even got close to their seed. Other than that, they're wrestling significantly worse. So obviously, if we're taking the totals here, it's a total of your team divided by 10 because there's 10 athletes, right? Or however many qualify, 8,
right.
9, whatever qualify for NCAAs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Flo, you should get your quant division to do something better than this because I'm sure you could do it. But
Andrew
this
Spade
gives you
did
a
it in
really
2020.
good directional. Wait, what happened?
Andrew Spade
Pull it up.
did this.
Release
You
the
can't do
documents.
2020 because it didn't happen.
In 2020, he did this with years of data.
You're allowed to write about things in 2020 just because there's not a tournament.
Not just
I
for
think
the
they did it
2020
on
tournament.
2020. I thought you said on 20. So I think it was probably my idea for you guys to do this, which is great. Anyways, you just see that Iowa's wrestling significantly worse than their seeds. So if you want to say Iowa's going to even wrestle to their seeds, it's likely based on the analysis. Look at how close. It's kind of freaky, actually. Look how many years Penn State is within a couple tenths of their seed. It's freaking wild. I mean, it's really notable. There's only, like I said, the only bad year for Penn State was 2016. I don't remember who that was. And actually, in the article I write, I kind of list who does go above and below their seeds for which teams, but it was only up to 2015. I didn't have time to do that today.
Okay. So basically, your entire point is that there's no scenario where Iowa could out-wrestle their seeds.
Given the historical analysis, it's pretty shocking for them it would be shocking for them to out-wrestle their seed. They have done it one time in 2010. That's the only time they've been close also. So I can't see what's on the VMAX. They've also been close in 2017 and 2018. But the majority of these years, they're significantly under. And Penn State, they're going to probably wrestle right to their seeds. Like, I mean, if you look at, 0.3, 0.2, 0.2, 0.1. I mean, it's really wild how close Penn State gets to their seeds.
Yeah, I mean, you can boil it down like that and look back to 2009 and 2010 and talk about wrestlers that are not even coaching. You know, talking
Max
about
Dean was in the program.
I'm talking about
program.
the 2022 NCAA wrestling tournament and the wrestlers that are going to enter that tournament.
But if you don't want to take a historical analysis of what the program does, you're kind of a moron.
No, it's
Ben,
not.
Ben, you can put, but what you have right there, you know what? You can put a pinch of that into an argument. It makes sense. We know Penn State beats.
Holy moly!
Come on.
Are you guys serious?
You have data.
I mean,
from
that's what
2009
someone who doesn't
2010.
want to analyze data, Shane. That'd be like me showing you a chart and saying, Shane, single legs work 80% of the time, and head throws only work 20% of the time. You said, I'm taking a pinch of that shit. I'm only taking a pinch of that data. I'm not using your data. But Shane, it shows very evidently here what the case is. I don't care.
Watch baseball.
I know what head throw works. I know it in my heart. I know it.
Listen, you know what? You know how I compare this? When I look at
what?
I'm going to use one example, and there's about 5 of them probably between these two teams. Jade Nyerman and Nickley. You know what that is? That is Max Scherzer facing off against, and I know Clayton Kershaw
no
hasn't
one
fared
knows what
well
you're
in the
talking about.
postseason.
No one knows
That's
what
what it
you're
is.
talking about right now.
Those matches can go either way, Ben.
Max Scherzer,
I mean,
what does this mean? We're talking about baseball?
What I'm talking about, it's like a baseball postseason game. It's one position.
But it's not, Shane. It's not, Shane. We have so much data to prove that it's just not the case.
So you are standing by your deal that Iowa wins the Big Tens, but they don't have a like you'd be shocked if they won the national
Do you
tournament.
not
Really?
understand? Do you not understand how the scoring works and why it's different? Do you?
I do understand it, Ben.
Why?
It's just,
Well, then
it's crazy to me that you think I was like that big of an underdog. I'm not, Ben. I'm not saying that I was going to win.
That's all I'm looking at. And
You're not looking at 2022 numbers, Ben.
There's analytics and manalytics. You've been to this tournament, Ben. The emotions of the tournament. You know what wrestling is at this tournament?
This is all fairy dust. You guys are all talking about fairy dust right now. Things you want to happen.
Big? You don't think momentum's big at this tournament? Look at Penn State last year.
Shane, this is like when you say anything can happen. Everyone can win. No, that shit ain't true. That makes you feel good.
I didn't say anybody can win.
Nonsense.
I didn't say anybody can win. I gave you two guys. Well, at 141, I'll make a crazy prediction.
Guys, when we know with historical data over the course of 12 years, one team.
And then why do they even show up? Why do we even have the tournament then? We shouldn't even wrestle it if it's so obvious.
Shane. I mean, if that's nonsense. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to comment to that.
Now, Ben, and I am riding you high. You can't even feel the base right now.
I mean, if your IQ is less than 75, that's what you think.
Hit him for stalling. Hit him for stalling. You got to make an effort, Ben. Come on. You're not working to get out right now. You are getting hammered.
You're getting bonus right now, Ben.
Another mat return. Ben, come on. You got to start fighting on bottom, or they're going to nail you again.
You're being loud, and you're making zero good points. And I've brought data and analytics to the table. So, Christian, in your analysis, I'm sorry that my argument is intellectual, and I'm bringing data analytics. Last year, I said,
all right, Ben.
I said,
chill out.
Penn State, no, I'm not going to chill out. You Piles.
You're so highbrow, Ben. I mean, listen, all I said is Drake Ayala gets sixth.
Yeah,
I'm saying DeSanto gets third.
Crazy.
But
I'm saying Alex Marinelli gets third.
Wild again, before Shane gets wild, hold on, Christian. Before Shane, you're saying, so I'm saying historically, and we can see it, they perform under seed. Now you're saying 4 guys now go above their seed. That would be very shocking. To my point, is it impossible? The answer is no. Is it shocking? The answer is yes. If you understand data and analytics, the answer is yes, it's shocking, guys. I'm sorry.
It's not all about analytics. There's analytics and manalytics, Ben. You've been to this tournament.
Be a man, Ben.
A lot of things change. This tournament is peaks and valleys, navigating a tournament. There could be a quote-unquote upset someplace that opens the door for one of these teams. I don't know, but it happens every year.
Shane,
that's analytics for you. That's history.
Shane. Hey, Shane, analyze this. Analyze these nuts. That would have been funny. Okay, but seriously, tell me one guy, not Shakur Rashid from Penn State, who's been a high seed, who is finished way below. One.
I think, Ben, here's what I think you're missing.
Just name one. Listen, no, just name one.
Penn State has performed unbelievably in the semis and the finals. Nobody can deny that. But I've always said this about sports. It's the circumstances of the moment. Like things change.
I mean, that makes you feel good, but when we have a 12-year window and we can't find one example.
Guys, let me give you one story. Let me give you one real quick story. Just one quick one. Was talking to Darian Cruz one year, and he told me, and these are the things that I put stock into that I don't know. Darian Cruz told me once he was getting ready to wrestle his All-American match, I believe it was, and his phone rang. And he said he was having some issues with his girlfriend. And when he sees the phone go, he knows it's, not good. He answers the phone and says, "Hey, I really don't want to talk about this right now." She's like, "No, we need to talk about it. We're done." She breaks up with him before that big match. Like that stuff happened. Like, I don't know that stuff. Those are the things. That's where some of this analytics.
That's a nice story. Hold on. That's a nice story. You still can't give me another name that's Penn State that's not Shakur Rashid. Someone in the chat said Ed Ruth. He was, I don't remember what he was seated, but he finished third and he had like 4 pins. Like he scored a crap ton of points. Name another name. Just one name.
He lost to Mike Letts that year also.
Yeah. So I don't think that's a good example. Any name, Shane.
It's not a good example. Ed Ruth would not be a good example.
You have analytics from 2009. Drake Ayala, my guess at that time was like 7 years old. Like,
doesn't make them not valid.
He would not have placed.
Doesn't make them not valid.
And some of these analytics they're fine. They're good points. but you can spin any analytics any way you want. I mean, we can come up with analytics.
That's just not true. That's not the case. You can't come up with a name for me. I've asked you for one name, not Shakur Rasheed, because we all know that was a terrible seed, and you still can't give me one. Not one.
So you're saying, therefore, it's a lock that Penn State wins the national title. Lock.
Therefore, if Penn State does something they haven't done in 12 years, yes, it's shocking. That guy's, by definition, if something that hasn't happened in a decade plus happens, that's shocking. And if Penn State wrestles to seeds, they're going to win. I don't know why this is hard.
Shocking. Causing indignation.
Man, you make it sound like if you're you know what you've made it sound like? That if you are whatever seed you are, like it's like a given that you wrestle to that seed. As
and
good as Penn State has been, Ben, I'll bet they'll tell you. My guess is the guys at Penn State, you know what their attitude is? We're good enough to win this. We're the team to beat, but we know we better wrestle to our max potential and capacity to win this thing. I'll bet if you ask the Penn State guys to a man, full confidence and rightfully so, but they understand they better bring, if you're Penn State and you bring the A- game, you are playing with fire, and I promise you they know it. As does Iowa. Iowa knows that if they want to win this thing, they better get it done in every single match. Like every single match at this tournament wins, even to the point of this. When you're up by 7, you better win by 8. Like you better win by 8. You better. I think this tournament is going to be bonkers. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be so many little things. Yeah. I think it's going to be just awesome. But both these teams know that in order to win this thing, you better bring it and you better wrestle out your mind, because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, just to put a bow on this and probably move on to avoid yelling. But I think there's a total lack of acknowledgement on both sides here. I think Shane not addressing the fact that Iowa does not wrestle to their seeds, and Penn State. Hold on. And that is a huge thing. The fact that every single year Penn State does and Iowa doesn't, we are counting on something that has never happened in Cale Sanderson's Penn State era to happen here.
I'm not counting on it, guys.
And then for Ben to pretend that these little scenarios are like would be shocking, I think is also disingenuous. So I declare
it's the cumulative effect, Christian. It's the cumulative effect. If you said one of those happened, probably not shocking at all. It's the cumulative effect of them as a team rising above their seeds significantly. That would be shocking. Yes, it is. To me.
Seeds significantly. I'm talking about their ability. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about their actual tangible wrestling ability.
Kind of by definition, wherever they're seeded going to the tournament is what they've proven to be for that year. Obviously, we have some that are maybe not as great as others, right? But they're close. Is that fair?
They're close.
They're close. They're close.
They're directionally correct.
It's a close to indicator of what your skill level is.
Guys, this whole thing started with me last week saying this thing's up for grabs. Christian, I completely understand what Iowa's done historically, as Ben pointed out, what Penn State's done. I'm not saying either one of them's going to win. I said 2 weeks ago, I have no idea. But they're both good enough to win it. If Penn State or Iowa wins this, my shock level will be less than 1%. They both have the horses to get it done.
Okay, I declare JD the winner of this debate.
That's right.
You got to deal with it.
We're talking about the top 2 teams in the country.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's move on to Big Ten championships, previews, predictions.
I was going to make sure my his chart. What does Space Chart say? I didn't get the chance to look at it. Does it?
It's a lot.
It's the same though. It's a lot to come to the same conclusion.
A lot to come to the same conclusion. Boom, baby.
Yeah.
That Penn State to their seed performs the best at the NCAA championship.
By quite a bit. Space Chart is so much better than mine, guys.
Yeah, he's good at this.
Way better. That's really good stuff right here.
Yeah, he's good.
You guys should get him to update it with the 2021 though.
We'll keep him. Maybe after this year, we'll do it again.
Dang.
Okay, now let's get to Big Ten preview predictions. JD made some bootleg brackets that we can take advantage of. I think they're beautiful, honestly. I don't know who would call them bootleg, but they're great.
They're very gorgeous to me.
So let's go. Let's start.
JD made them. I have a hard time believing they're going to look good.
Yeah, they don't look good, but they are certainly functional, and they're fine. They look like something you'd print off in a tape outside of a gym floor.
Yeah.
Okay, 125. We've got Nick Sirianno, the top seed. We can pull these in, Tyler. That will be helpful. For everyone. Are you looking at them, Ben?
Yeah. Hey, listen, JD, great job, buddy.
Didn't he do good? He's great.
That's not bad.
So looking at these first
Are you
round,
showing these guys on the monitor?
Yeah, here, Shane, you're shared on the doc. If you go to your Google Docs, you can see it. You can pull it in there.
Okay.
If you want to see it a little bigger. But
there we
go.
go.
Also look at that fairy dust I sprinkled on it.
First round matches of note here at 125. I'd say the best first round match is D'Agostino versus Cardani. Both those guys have been ranked, been tough. D'Agostino's missed a lot of time, but has been back and has been okay. Winner there gets Hildebrandt, who has a bye, as does Nick Sirianno. Now, they're once again not I remember this was a big complaint of Penn State fans back in the day and Iowa fans, where the buys rotated and how the buys worked. They used to be random. Do you remember this, Shane? When the Big Ten buys were, but now the 1 and 2 seeds always get buys, which I think makes sense.
It does.
Because you get the advancement and whatever. So that's fine, but it was a big thing. But so now all the Penn State 1 seeds don't get a first round match, no bonus opportunity there. And,
back to my data. It's significantly more accurate for the last 2 years because they actually seeded all 33 wrestlers.
Yeah, that will be. Yeah, the data will get better as they seed 33, which they should have always done.
Should have.
Okay, so those are the biggest matches. Dylan Chauver versus Patrick McKee is notable because I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Chauver beat him last year at Big Tens.
Because McKee's a roller coaster?
He is a roller coaster and not a kiddie one. There are just giant loop-de-loops and ups and downs. Extremely.
What was he last year at Big Tens? 8th?
Not high. I don't know if he needed. It was
8th.
I don't even know if he auto-qualified. He might have needed a wild card. So really the heat for this bracket doesn't get going until the second round, where we're going to have Soriano McKee, Schroeder, Heinzelman, Barnett Ayala, and D'Agostino probably versus Hildebrandt. That would be my predictions. And then the rubber really hits the road. Soriano matches up great against McKee, as we saw. He majored him already. We've got Schroeder and Heinzelman is interesting because of Malik. Every time he goes underneath, it's a scary proposition. You don't know if he's going to get away. Sometimes he doesn't. And I want to say was it this year? Or no, Hildebrandt. It was the Hildebrandt match where he went down and got ridden out and lost. Against Schroeder, let's look here. They wrestled last year. Heinzelman lost 10-0 and 1-0 to Schroeder last year.
Ouch.
So that's a really tough quarter for Heinzelman, but Heinzelman's been wrestling well this year. Schroeder's been a little up and down. Who do you guys think wins that quarter, Schroeder or Heinzelman?
I would lean Heinzelman just because he's been wrestling better this year. He's made some significant improvements. But to your point, if he's on bottom, all bets are off.
Heinzelman's been really good. I mean, when I look at the entire conference, I think he's one of the most improved guys in the conference. I think with him, it's a ton of confidence. But Schroeder, 2-time Big Ten finalist, he shows up this weekend. And as we know with Ben, if you've done it before, it's a gimme that Schroeder's in the finals again because we got the data to show it. It's a simple one.
Shane, if you don't want to acknowledge analytics, I can't help
Ben,
you.
I acknowledge
and you
it.
can keep wandering through life like it's a fairy tale and not paying attention to the things around you, but you're going to probably keep making the same mistakes. When you pay attention to your surroundings and acknowledge what's likely and not likely to happen, life becomes easier. It's really simple.
I'm going to throw a pizza party for me, Shane, and JD if Ben wins. And I'm going to make you watch us eat delicious pizza, Ben.
If
Iowa
wins. Yeah, if Iowa wins, we're having a pizza party.
I would be shocked.
And you're in.
I would be shocked.
Barnett Ayala. We talked about this a little bit. This is a huge quarterfinal for Iowa. And this is something where, and also here's the thing. All the data is based around NCAA seeds, which we don't know yet.
We don't even know.
Still yet to be determined. Alex Marinelli could win the Big Tens, and then he would be seated much higher. Drake Ayala could make the Big Ten finals.
How's that went for him before, Christian?
He is not. He is a multiple All-American. He's basically only lost to national champs or top-ranked guys.
You guys are painful. How much you don't want to acknowledge the facts right in front of you.
This.
Shane, you just be quiet for a second. We already went over this. Alex Marinelli only has 7 college losses, and freaking, I think 5 or 6 of them are at NCAAs. Like literally 75% of his college losses are at the NCAA tournament. If you don't want to acknowledge that data point, you're just missing. Hello.
Okay, let me give you a counter to that data point.
Go for it.
He gets the 8 seeds, and these guys win national titles. Is it 3 straight years that the 8 seed at that weight class has won the national title? Like, that's just ironic. Like, you got to peel the onion back a little bit on Marinelli. 3 straight years.
How many more national titles? Maybe it's Marinelli's fault because how many times did 8 seed beat the 1 seed? Not often. Did Mackay win another title? Nah, he didn't win another title. We're on year 3. He's finally going to win this year.
Okay,
he's good.
Well, hold on. Last year was Mackay's second season, and he injury defaulted out.
Is he going to win this year?
I don't know.
Unlikely.
Not likely.
Shocking. It'd be shocking.
Certainly could.
In fact.
He's more likely to win this year than he was his freshman year when he did win.
That's fair.
Yeah, I know.
So listen, I mean, if the 1 seed is the gatekeeper and he keeps letting the 8 seed by, by definition, the 8 seed has a better chance of winning. That's the 1 seed's fault. He lost 3 times in a row.
Well, it was last year, the Griffith loss. I mean, you had that goofy year with weird seeds and Griffith.
Now listen, if you guys want to make excuses for him, go for it. Whatever. I'm just saying this is what's happened. That's what happened. That's it.
How about this? 65 is not as good as it's been. Not even close. And so with that
this year,
100%.
It's not as good as it has been in the past. You're right, Christian.
Yeah,
Bro.
You guys are.
No.
Ben,
this is not debatable. This is not debatable.
It's not, Ben. Don't debate this one.
Come on. I know you're just in this mode.
Which year was it the best? Because we have Evan Wick, we have Keegan O'Toole, we have Shane Griffith, we have Alex Marinelli, who you guys are so high on. Dean Hamidi's really good, and there's someone else, a couple more I'm forgetting about.
Has number 1 seed.
Has Dean Hamidi beat a top 6? I mean, you're listing a guy that doesn't have a top 6 win. I mean, I'm driving the Dean Hamidi hype train, but I mean that's it.
Sure,
I mean, we're
fine. You could discount him. That's fine.
He was in weights he was in a weight with Aymar and Chenzo and Wick, who you're probably has been in these weights.
Yeah. So and Wick's way better now than he was. I explained that to you guys.
Yeah, I understand that. 65 has been better for sure.
Let me look. Let's see. 2018 was his first year. I'm going to this bracket.
Or 2019, I guess it was 18.
You had like Massa was in there, a couple years back.
So he was obviously the 5 seed his freshman year, loses to Aymar, and then he lost to
McFadden.
Wick, and then he lost to McFadden. I don't know. John J.
Was Marsteller in there too?
John J. Chavez took 7th place. So I would probably disagree that this bracket was that much better than the current bracket. But anyways, let's keep going to the Big Ten.
It's debatable. But I like what Michael Chasen, I hope I'm saying his name right. He says, Taser challenge. If Iowa wins, Ben literally has to get shocked.
Oh,
Came
wow. That's a great idea. Yeah, you have to get tased.
I will take that bet, but you guys, I will take that bet. Give me something on the other side. If Penn State wins, what are you guys giving me?
I won't be surprised though. That they could.
You
Wouldn't
can
be a big
waterboard
deal.
me.
Listen, I'm getting shocked, Shane. I'm putting my shit on the line here.
Yeah, but you're the
I'm
one that
getting
said
shocked,
something that was
and you're
just
not willing to
crazy.
put anything on the line? What a
You
freaking
said
coward.
something that was crazy town.
You guys are cowards. I'm going to get electrically shocked.
I just
and
said
you're not
I
gonna
would get
give me nothing.
waterboarded, Ben. You just weren't listening because you're too busy talking. So waterboarding versus tasing. We'll see.
I'll get tased. I will get tased. If you guys give me something, we need to make this deal right now.
How many times I gotta say you can?
You're not really getting waterboarded.
You're
That's
not
a
really
joke.
gonna get tased, Ben.
I-
No one's gonna
Christian
tase you,
Piles,
dummy.
I'm a man of my freaking word. I do what I say. I will effing get tased if you guys give me something back on the other side.
I'm gonna kick you in your hip, old man.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
think-
gonna do.
I don't think
You
I was
guys
going
are
to win.
look at when the rubber hits the road. Look at how much of cowards all three of you are.
I don't think
said
I
I'll
was
get
gonna
effing tased. I will get tased. What will you give me on the other side to make this bet a thing?
Then I'll give you a thing.
You have to give
okay?
a line.
What?
I'll give you a thing. I wouldn't. I'll give you a team that I'd be shocked by, and if it goes wrong, then I'll get
Shane,
tased.
you're being a coward. Put your money where
No,
your
I'm
mouth.
not.
So here, JD,
No.
let me explain this to you, JD. Here's the bet. It's like a plus 900 is what I'm giving you guys right now. I get tased, and you guys figure something out that's
Have
not
to do
all
like
that
100
bad.
push-ups or something.
Then common
If you
sense
give me a
tells us
line-
that Iowa Penn State is going to be a battle. Like most people think it's
Coward.
going to be close.
Scared.
Most people
Listen.
think it's going to be really close.
I'm not scared. I just took I'm taking a tasing. You guys, I put my money where my mouth is because I'm pretty confident in my opinion, and you guys are being cowards over there. Fine.
I'm confident in mine too. Penn State Iowa is going to be a dogfight. That's my there's my
my.
take.
All right, Ben. You get to try to pin me. You can try. How's that?
Well, I would probably if we said I got to wrestle you guys, then I'd feel terrible for like whooping your ass. So we can't do that. It's got to be something else.
What's the word? What's
I
so
will
bad
tell
about
you,
taking a
Ben put his
beating?
hands
All
on me
right,
once.
listen. You guys both take.
Strongest grip of all time is Ben Askren. I'm still now that Ben. I'll give you something shocking. When you put your hands on me once and squeezed me a little bit, probably at about 5% strength, I was shocked what that felt like. I still can't believe how strong you are. It's
Can you even
crazy.
squash an apple?
No, he can't.
Coward.
There's no. He can't.
I squished an apple. That one's not even hard. There's
No.
a gimmick to it.
You can't even squish a banana, Ben.
I squished the apple gimmick. The apple gimmick. I'll show you the apple gimmick. You guys
Yeah.
can go try this at home. If you need to watch a video. So the apple gimmick is you don't squeeze with your whole hand like this, right? Because you're gonna be on the outside. The apple gimmick is you roll your top knuckles in first like that, and it starts digging into the apple, and then as you squeeze, it pops it. So you got to make these knuckles move first like that, and then you pop out.
Nice.
No problem.
Hashtag super
I like
safe.
that.
Yeah. So listen, Thursday, Christian and Shane, you come back and say, "Hey Ben, here's our offer. We'll give you this, and if Iowa wins, you get tased. I'll do it. I'm in."
All right, I'll come up with something. I mean, I've thrown out. You could pin me. You could try, I guess. And then
I don't want to wrestle you because I just feel guilty about beating you up.
Why? I don't care. What's worse? What's so bad about? You're not going to strangle me unconscious. Maybe you would, but
I might.
That's not the worst thing either. I mean, getting beaten is not like, I don't know. If you're bad. Listen, Ben. Here's the thing, man. If you're not very good at wrestling, getting smashed is like not the worst thing. You know, I've come to terms with it. It can only be so painful. All right, we were on 125 Big Tens, and we wound up in comparing 2018
It's
165.
after 9. We are not getting all the way through this.
We're not getting all the way
right.
through. We're not getting close. We're like at the quarters
How about
of
this?
125.
I'll give you a good one. Shane and Christian both shaved their heads, and I'll get tased.
No, I don't want to do that.
Cowards!
I thought
Cowards, I say. That doesn't even hurt. It doesn't even hurt to get your head shaved. I'm willing to get tased for my opinion.
I've shaved my head before. I don't think that's even counts. I've shaved my head like voluntarily
Do
many
it then.
times.
Say it to
No.
bet.
Oh,
Say
it
to
counts
bet
because you
live
don't
on
want
air.
to.
My old lady doesn't like it. So you know what?
But guess what? You're married, so she's stuck with you. So, you know.
Sorry,
This
Katie.
stuff is too close to call.
Too close to call.
Iowa
Oh my
Penn State
gosh.
is too close to
Cowards!
call.
It's
I can't
2000.
be on a show with two cowards.
Cowards.
You make
I
your
said
opinion,
waterboarding,
you stick
Penny.
by- I'm willing to get tased.
I'm not. Listen, I think Penn State's going to win. Why would I put something on the line like that? I'm not picking.
Because you want to see me get tased and you want to laugh your ass off. Duh. Hello.
You don't have to get tased. You're not. Listen, Ben. You're not going to get tased. If Iowa wins, no one's tasing you. You're
Because
not
you guys
gonna
are
get tased.
cowards and you won't make a bet because you're not sure of your opinion. That's it. Simple.
That's
My
my
opinion-
That's my whole point.
Ben, my opinion
It's
is
so
Penn
close,
State
you
will
can't have
win.
a
What are you
strong
talking
opinion.
about?
Yes,
What's that?
you dopes, but it's a plus. Like, okay, like if one fight, we're not betting on two fighters. Here's one fighter is a significant favorite. So this guy's a plus 400. So listen, getting tased is way worse than getting your head shaved by a huge factor.
No, I'd rather get tased.
I'd rather get tased.
What?
I've been tased.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I can't be.
I have also shaved my head.
When have you got tased?
College, we had a taser.
What?
It wasn't like a super powerful one. Like it didn't knock you out or anything, but
Yeah,
you know,
just enough to get the blood
Slow.
flowing.
I guess that's
Jolt.
what they do in Nebraska Kearney.
Yeah.
They just tase each other.
I stay shocked.
Bro, did you finish your homework? Or
Wow.
we go tase each other downtown.
It wasn't one of the gun ones. That would be fun. It was just one of the, bzz, you know.
All right, Tase Radio Live. I don't even know what to do now at this point in the show.
No, listen, hey, the chat knows you guys are scared. The chat knows you're scared.
Ben, you're being
They
a hardo
know.
right now. Hardo Ben
Sometimes,
Askren.
Christian, sometimes I gotta be a hardo because I got a couple of chickens and I'm saying bok 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 bok, and they won't even do nothing about it.
I can't believe this whole thing started with me saying Penn State, Iowa was going to be super close.
Yeah.
Sorry
You did-
about that.
fault.
You did this, Shane. You did this. Man. Okay.
All right, 133, Big Tens.
We didn't even say
133.
we didn't even do 125. Anyone think Ayala can make the finals here at 125?
Oh, yeah, of course he can.
Anyone can do anything.
No,
Do you
you know
think-
what I like about Ayala? With Ayala and Barnett, to me, Ayala is so offensive. I think Barnett obviously wants that match on the mats. And I think I'm really curious to see how that first period goes because I expect that's one thing with Barnett. I wish he'd open up a little bit, but he's so good on the mat. But and I love mat wrestling. But I think that match really gets determined in the first period.
Who's
I
the
think that
tougher-
first period is
Who's
huge.
a tougher matchup for Drake? Barnett or Hildebrandt?
I
man.
think Hildebrand. So I mean, this is what I brought up. Obviously, I analyzed the Barnett and Ayala match yesterday. I think Hildebrandt is tougher because he's a little more stingy defensively. Barnett's scarier because he's got more big move potential from the scrambles. So obviously, if he wins, he could win by a lot or potentially pin. But Hildebrandt is really stingy defensively, so he's going to try to win, 1 or 2-0.
That's what I agree with that too, because I think with a true freshman like Drake, match management and just tactics and like the match within the match is not huge, but is an advantage for Hildebrandt. And that's why, whereas with like Barnett he's just gonna go and try and do his stuff and it'll either work and he'll win big or he'll lose. Whereas I think Hildebrandt's a little more cagey, strategic. So I'm with you that Hildebrandt's a tougher matchup, and the guy did get fourth last year. So I do think Ayala wins against Barnett, although as you got to give him a shot there. And then Hildebrandt, 2 out of 3 of us picked Ayala to win in the duel, and it was.
But wasn't there a spread though, or no? Was it a pick'em?
What?
I suppose we can look back at that.
No, I got it right here. It was a pick'em. And
I
picked
picked
Drake.
Ayala.
He picked Drake. I was the only one that picked Drew. I think I'll stick with Drew in this scenario. But
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a match, and he's better on his feet. I think Drake will probably need to get 2 takedowns to win.
Yes,
I don't think one does
because
it.
he's
And that's a lot of takedowns.
yes.
So I don't know if pace is going to be a huge weapon that is effective or not against Hildebrandt. I think he has a good way to slow things down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I think. Who do you think, Ben?
I think Ayala has a chance to make the finals. Let's go. I'm riding with Iowa. Ayala to the finals, loses to Soriano fairly convincingly.
Shocker. Okay, I think that Soriano is the winner here. No matter who comes out, I think if it's Hildebrandt, we don't see the 1-0, 2-0, whatever that match was that he had with Drew at Michigan, where Michigan basically didn't show up. Got to be one of the Michigan's worst performances I can ever remember, and they've been looking a little better since. And I would not expect that version of Michigan to show up.
If shaving the head's worse, I'll shave my head. You guys get tased.
I don't want to get tased. I think Penn State's gonna win. I'm not
gonna
do that. I'm not Ben. I'm not a coward for saying what I think. I think Penn State's gonna win.
Tell them, JD, cowards.
Okay. So we all got Soriano. Anyone picking not Soriano?
Soriano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 133 pounds. This is a little less interesting for me. We've seen a lot of the matches of note. I think DeSanto Cannon is something.
Yeah.
That's an interesting-ish quarter, but not really. Foley really kind of handled Ragusin last time around.
Yes.
Beat him bad. So I feel like that the 4-5 is always an interesting quarter, but I feel like in this, Ragusin's really got to turn a lot of things around. He was giving up his legs way too much against Foley, so he's got to make major adjustments there. Roman's going to make the finals. I don't see any scenario where that's not the case.
I think Bird DeSanto's.
Bird DeSanto's a match. Absolutely.
That Bird DeSanto to me is a top 5 match I'm looking forward to potentially if that happens. That to me is. I think they were 5-4 last year in the Big Tens.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bird a lot. I think he's won 17 in a row since losing was at Madrigal. DeSanto's got the 2 losses to RBY and Fix. This is a top 5 potential matchup of the entire tournament for me. I love me. I think both these guys are freaking really good.
Yeah, I feel like DeSanto's been really good this year.
He has.
He didn't wrestle that great at the Big Tens.
They had I don't want to say super competitive, but relatively competitive match last year at Big Tens in the semis.
Yes,
also,
1-pointer, but of course DeSanto killed him.
He's been good this year, though.
He's been really good.
His one loss was early to Anthony Madrigal, and after that, he had a 5-4 to Philippi, but he hasn't had a close match besides that. Christian, does that sway you at all? He's dominated all other opponents.
But we're talking about Austin DeSanto.
I know. So does
DeSanto Island.
DeSanto Island. It's it's a real thing. I think there's
yes. Okay, I don't think Lucasburg's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a fun match and it's gonna be highly competitive. I will not get tased if
I bet
wins.
DeSanto wins by 3+.
Oh, now
This
we're
is an
talking
interesting
for the
bet.
taser. Let's just have the taser.
Does there have to be a taser on the line? There's got to be something else.
Let's do. You know what we used to do? We used to play. This is when I hear a dumb high school game. We used to play. You got to slap. We would make bets on things, and then you'd have a sandal, and you got to slap them with the sandal right on the chest. It hurt so bad.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. That would.
Are you in for that or what?
Yeah. Slap me with your disgusting sandals. Perfect. So he beat Mick. So he does have a good thing going. After losing he beat. This year, we're talking about Lucas Bird. He beat Dylan Ragusin. He beat Mickey Philippi. He beat Shriver Fever 5-0. Oh, yeah, we were mad because DeSanto didn't wrestle that match. He beat Cannon.
Okay. Hey, the chat has a good idea.
I'm sure they do.
Okay, so if Iowa wins, I get tased, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, if Penn State wins, we have a drawing live on FRL, and the loser of you 3 gets tased.
I don't like my odds. I'm not getting
33%.
Ben, why do you not understand? I think they're going to win. Why would I make a bet Why would I
I'm
risk
giving you
anything?
great odds here. It's
Great
this
odds.
is 3-1 odds.
There's
3
better
to
odds.
1.
She's just not. The odds of what?
It's
What's the
3 to
upside?
1.
We need to get past this.
I know. Well, Ben
It
can't
keeps
let
coming back.
these two can't let things go.
There's actually a 1/6 chance you get tased in this scenario because it's 50% me and 1/3 you guys. So it's only 1/6 for you. So
That would
there's
imply a
5-6
50% chance that
Hold on.
Iowa wins.
5-6
Mhm.
chance. 5-6 chance that someone else gets tased. How about that?
That's not really the odds.
I'm intrigued.
Listen, y'all can be.
JD's the only non-coward in the bunch.
No, I'm with you. If I would rather be on your side of the bet that if Iowa wins, I get tased. That would be. I would be more likely to accept that than the other. The other's stupid.
All right. Keep going, Chris. Stop getting distracted, Christian.
Yeah, that's what's happening. So I've got DeSanto over Bird. Bird has been good. Is it making me nervous about my pick? No. And then
All right.
Romans.
But RBY over DeSantos. Anybody else?
3-2.
Anything?
Dude, does DeSanto do it?
No.
Nah.
Does he get any closer?
No.
He
3-2.
can't get
No,
closer.
can't get
He
closer.
cannot
He
get
can't.
closer than he did without just winning.
I mean, the only way is if the ref gets real stall happy and ties it up.
Well, I feel like in their matches there have been okay.
He needs
They're-
to stop shooting and just push. That is only listen, Austin and Sand. If you're listening to this, I don't know who's giving you bad strategic advice. Your only chance is just to push him and get stall calls because your likelihood of shooting and scoring. You were 0% last time. I think you were 0% the time before that. It's just not good.
I think more than just shooting, it's don't try to ride him. He committed to a ride like
this is a
30,
bad
40
idea also.
seconds.
Yes.
And I think he almost put himself. He nearly got reversed, which could have been
Yes.
devastating because Roman can ride.
Yeah.
But one thing we've said about DeSanto, really good at getting away. If he just makes it about neutral pain for Austin DeSanto and
just push.
just push. I think he's got to mix in some attacks though. I think
Yeah, as few as possible.
yeah.
So listen, DeSanto hasn't taken him down in at least 4 matches.
Yeah.
It's been
a
close.
while. It's been a while.
Yep. I think
By
the high
5
crotch is
matches.
his best option. Honestly, you know what he should do? All right, we're just drawing up textbooks here. How you do it. This is predictions sure to go wrong and bad advice from bad wrestlers.
No, I'm giving I'm giving great advice here.
So you can discern. You can tell me if this is good or bad advice.
Okay.
First period, it's all about hard hand fighting and positioning, maybe a shot or two. Second period, get off the bottom right away. Third period, cut him right away. Probably in one of those first 2 periods, you give up a takedown. Hopefully not if you're Austin DeSanto, but maybe you do. Third period it's more about the pace and you're mixing in more attacks at the end because you're a higher probability of finishing a takedown as Austin's potentially more tired, more likely to break position than if you have these long 30-second exchanges on the leg in the first period, which eats up a bunch of time and also Roman's feeling good.
Because Austin doesn't bring a lot to the table when he gets underneath there on the head inside single, and RBY is able to just kind of squat, sprawl, and RBY is not using. He's using minimal energy, and Austin's stuck in a position where he can't really force any action at all. So yeah, he's stuck down there.
Okay, so first period hand fight,
Less
period,
of that.
Turn up the heat. Stop.
It is annoying to me. I mean, this is just kind of across. This is Wisconsin high school state wrestling, NCAA wrestling. Refs are more likely to call stall calls because someone is pushing you rather than because someone is volume attacking you. And that, to me, that's super annoying because it's kind of a flip of probably what it should be. Yeah. But we can say that's what happens for sure.
Yes, it is what happens. And you're right. Okay. So that's 33, 141. We're excited about this one. We're going to have a Rivera Micic quarter. Ironman, D'Amelio, not as interesting. Red, probably Berglund. And then Nick Lee versus Duncan or Zargo. We'll see. That's a rematch. Zargo beat him.
Good last time.
We'll see how Duncan
8-6.
looks. It was a close one. But really, Lee is going to moonwalk to the finals here. Red's tough and can challenge him, but it's tough to see.
It was relatively close. There's the one exchange where he gave up 2 and 2.
They've had a few close matches, actually.
Yeah.
Big Ten's 2020 Big Tens at Rutgers was pretty close as well. But it's just getting that last takedown, the necessary takedown is hard for Chad. And then Rivera-Ironman. Who gets it done here?
This is going to be so much fun. Man, Rivera's been better than he's been. And when you look at his stats this year, you're like, holy crap. Wow.
Killing everybody.
On fire.
He is a man on fire. If you pick Rivera, I think Rivera actually matches up pretty good in some ways against Ironman and bad in others. I think he's good in that he's a very competent scrambler. He's good in a lot of different positions, similar to Ironman. The negative with Sebastian is
he might be hurt.
Okay, that's one I wasn't even gonna bring that part up. I was just like assuming health for both. But when you attack a lot, he's gonna go into dangerous situations a lot. But other side of the coin, his collar and ankle is like a tougher thing to scramble out of. So I think his attacks are actually the kinds of attacks you want against someone like Ironman. He's like super reliant on a head inside single or a high crotch of sorts, even though he's got all those things and more. And Rivera can really ride. Now, Ironman really doesn't get ridden.
Ironman's really hard to ride.
He really is.
He gets out.
No one really can hold him down. So, all that to say, I have no idea who's going to win this match.
Dang, Sebastian's closest match here was Quinn Kinner 7-3, and I don't think he's got another non-bonus, does he?
He has less than 3 non-bonus wins.
I think that's his only non-bonus because there's a couple forfeits, unfortunately. But as far as actual matches they've wrestled, so I think you should count those forfeits as bonus because he didn't get the chance to get bonus, and he likely would have.
Well, I just wouldn't count them as anything. There was no match.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his only one. That's his
but
only
it actually
decision.
counts. But the problem is that he's 22-0, and he only has 86% bonus. But he actually should be either 19 for 20, which would be 95%, or 21 for 22, which I'm not sure that percentage is going to be slightly higher than 95. I'm going to do the math for you to be exact. 95.5.
Boom. Did you do that in your head or on a calculator?
I did. 95. Yeah, it would have been too hard. I mean, obviously, it would have been somewhere in 95 or 96, but yeah, whatever.
Obviously.
So
who you got? Who you guys make your picks? Rivera or Ironman?
I need to know how healthy Rivera is.
He's
Someone's got to
100%
give me the
healthy.
dirt. Are you sure?
No, I have no idea. I'm just saying.
If he's all the way healthy, I'm going him. If he's not, then I'm going Ironman.
Give me Seabass.
Seabass is pretty good at Big Tens, the large 10.
Yeah, he is.
He does. He punches his head sometimes. You did that kind of hard.
Got a hard head.
Yeah, that's not surprising. No, I think I like Rivera too in this matchup if he's healthy. And if he loses under any circumstance, I'll just say, "Oh, it's because he wasn't healthy," and then I will have not been wrong.
Then it's void.
Foolproof. Shane, can you pick anything?
Well, I would say this. I mean, this one, no idea. Rivera Ironman, I have no idea. If Ironman wins, I would make this prediction if it's Ironman Lee. Ironman's got to find a way to get on top because that Nick Lee is so good, but where he is a little bit vulnerable. And you bring up a guy before, guys, that you want a guy that Quinn Kinner's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Okay. And he wrestled Nick Lee last week and was able to ride him a little bit. That's if Nick Lee's got a place where maybe you can get him. And that's what Ironman did at the Big Tens last year, was able to get on top, rode him for over a minute. I mean, if I'm breaking down that matchup, it's very simple. If Ironman beats him, it's because he gets a takedown and rides him.
He needs to get to, honestly, if he gets out of the first scoreless, I think that's huge for him because I think Ironman may have to go under him.
Has Nick Lee gone under Ironman the last 2 matches? He didn't go underneath him at the NCAs. I don't think he would. I mean, that's the key to that match. If Lee doesn't have to go on bottom, that is a significant advantage for Nick Lee. Huge.
He went neutral in the duel I can't remember when the takedown happened in the match. Do you remember, Ben?
We had 2 in the second period. Remember, he had one in the middle of the second and then one at the end of the second?
Yeah. And yeah, that match still went to overtime just because he didn't go under.
It didn't go under, and he got the takedown with short time in the third, so he didn't get an escape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, what about name we haven't mentioned in this weight class, and maybe we shouldn't given the season, but Micic. I mean, he's went with Rivera before, right?
Yeah.
It was funny because
I'm not counting him out yet. That's one guy. I bought a lot of his stock early. There's no question it's dropped. I haven't sold it. I'm hanging on it. That's a guy like I'm kind of going down with the ship on if you wanted a surprise guy. I know the results haven't indicated it, but I'm not selling Micic stock. I'm not doing it. I'm hanging on.
So you know what's funny about this though is the last time they met, it was Seabass bumped up to wrestle a bigger Stevan Micic.
Yeah.
And now you're thinking, well, the reason that Stevan Micic is not having success at this weight class is because of the size, which is definitely a possibility. But it's funny because last time it was flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when he was at 25, right? Rivera at Northwestern?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many years ago was that? 3?
2019, yeah.
Yeah, those. I forget which season that was. 2019. You're right. That was crazy. Yeah, I just think Micic's not the same guy at this weight.
He's not. He hasn't been the same guy.
And I think the problems he's having are not like solvable, like the size of your body. That's not really fixable. It's not technical. The guy's as technically proficient as anyone in college wrestling. Just
on my strength program.
Get on JD's strength program. Maybe it's a different story. We got a new HQ with a fine fitness facility in it, Ben. Shane, you guys got to come down and see it.
I got to get there.
Well, I'm coming this weekend, but you're not taking me to the nice HQ.
Yeah, we
Bunch
are.
Of bums.
We're taking. JD's gonna be here. We can get you.
Is there a taser there?
Is there a taser?
We have a taser. We have a whole room.
One.
We have a taser room.
Listen, if you should start a website called Flow Tasing. You know what I'm still annoyed about though? DGPT, the Disc Golf Pro Tour, is blowing up so big. I tried to get you butt faces to do freaking disc golf in like 2012. You guys would have been so far ahead of the curve. The sub count will be way up. Now I might just leave the show because I'm so mad because you guys didn't start covering disc golf.
More pay, Doc. It's just
more
your
pay.
Own paycheck.
I'm docking your CEO's pay right now because I didn't cover disc golf.
I've been thinking. We could probably just talk about this on the phone. It'd be very boring. I actually don't think disc golf would work for what we do.
Dude, it's blowing up so hard right now. Hard.
It is.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's get through 57. Let's commit to get halfway through.
Has only close matches, and anyone could win.
Not
Bo Bartlett. Not Bo Bartlett, though.
Bo Bartlett in the finals. No. So this is Sasso's weight. It's going to be Sasso Bartlett in the quarters. Get some.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. JD has Bo Bartlett in the bracket twice.
I thought Bo Bartlett's number 7. Isn't Bartlett the 7?
He is the 7. Dang it, JD.
Who did I replace him with?
That's how much. See, he's got Bo on the brain.
Canceler's the 8.
Yeah,
so it'd be the 9. The 9's Rooks. The 9's Rooks. He has Canceler in there, so it's Rook. You got to put Rooks in there.
Yeah, so it'll be Bartlett, Blockkiss round 1, and winner gets Gomez, which I actually think is not a good matchup for Bo. It's one of the few bad matchups for Bo, in my opinion.
Why is it a bad matchup? So I don't think Bo's going to win. I think Bo is going to keep it close because I think stylistically he actually is a decent matchup for Gomez. I mean, given that he's not as good as him, he's a good matchup to keep it close. And then given that it's close, there's a chance he wins, just not a great chance.
It's just like for some reason, like the horsepower effect with Gomez. I think he's going to be able to move him around the mat a lot and get some stall warnings. Okay. That's just kind of maybe it's a better matchup than I'm giving it credit for. Who do you think Bo matches up better against? Ridge Lovett or Austin Gomez? That's the 2 and 3.
That's a good one. Man, well, Ridge beat him in that duel.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bo is a small chance to beat either one of them dudes.
Yeah, pretty close. So Probably, I mean, and he's got to get by Blockus, does Bo Bartlett. I think he will. And then Gomez.
They have not wrestled this year.
No, neither have been too fantastic. Yaya versus Murin looks very likely again a quarterfinal. It was Murin last time. Yaya's a guy that's sort of tough to bet against in a lot of matches because he can look so good. But
there was a late takedown by Murin, right? Late takedown to beat him at Northwestern, I believe.
Yeah, late, and he rode him as well, which Murin does. And it was Yaya. I think he might have got the early takedown, but it was Murin late, and so Yaya's gonna need a couple takedowns, I think, early in this one to hold off Max. But we know he can do some big things in March. Can Yaya? And then the winner will get Sasso, which for Sasso, his quarter's favorable, but semi, both Yaya and Murin have wrestled him really, really tough. So I think
kind of a lot of people wrestled Sammy tough just simply for the fact that he doesn't have, and the same issue with Ridge, he doesn't have consistent offensive attacks. He's very hard to score on, very good defensively, and a lot of it's circled around that one position. He's obviously good on bottom and really, really good on top. But if the guy is similar skill level, Sasso's gonna wrestle a lot of close matches.
Yeah. Yep, but he has a lot of skill in winning them as well. Really, now that I'm remembering, the Yaya thing's a little overblown because Yaya gave him a tough match at Big Tens in 2020.
2020 at Rutgers.
But since then, I feel like that's not actually been the case.
It's sick. I mean, so here's all to my point of Sasso in close matches: 4-3 Zach Sherman, 6-4 versus Yaya. 3-2 versus Murin, 4-2 versus Bartlett, 6-2 versus Van Brill, 3-1 versus Rooks. I mean, that's a lot of close matches.
Yeah. So, Sammy beat him 6-4 at Vegas, 8-3 at NCAAs, and there was the 5-4 tiebreaker that is oft referred to. So, it's been going more, he's been pulling away more than anything. But
guys, can I throw a question out there real quick about Big Tens in general? I don't know if you guys know it or not. When's the last time Iowa has not had a number one seed?
2019.
Okay, it was okay. I would have thought it would have been farther. So pretty recent, really. Okay.
Yeah, not that long ago. Honestly, they barely had one in 2018 because I bet you guys, I'll give you guesses. You won't guess who their number one seed in 2018 was.
Spencer was the 3 that year.
Yeah, he wasn't the one.
Wasn't the one.
They had one.
Not Warner.
So this was the
Marinelli. Marinelli lost in the duel.
I'm going to say Sammy Brooks.
Did Marinelli win the duel that year?
Or is Brooks gone already?
Sammy had been gone.
He's gone? Man, time flies.
So remember, this is the year that Penn State had Nolf, they had Nickel, they had it was one of their last big gun years.
It wasn't Kemmerer or
yes, it was.
Was it?
Was it
Kemmerer because Nolf got hurt in the duel?
Yes. Yes.
Dumb. Okay.
And then they both got, and then Kimmer got pinned by Mickey
on the stand together.
And then they both stood on the podium.
Kimmer got pinned. Yeah.
So, they haven't had they didn't have a 1 seed in 2019. Okay. So 49. I mean, it's hard. I got Sasso over Murin in the top semi. I'm sticking with Gomez. Gomez beat Lovett this year, look good. I think the matchups are favorable in the finals. Yes. And then, so what do we
Gomez didn't have to go under Lovett, which was kind of a big deal because Lovett's so good on top.
It is a big deal, but I think it's
he could do it again.
Yeah, he could do that again. And also, I'm wondering, is Gomez super deficient underneath, or is that just about respect?
It's not about how deficient he's underneath. It's about Rich Lovett is freaking good on top.
He's really good. Yeah, so I mean, if you love it, if you can get to the mat, it's similar to like the Ironman thing.
Lee. Yep,
you can get it on the mat, then it can change things. That's why neutral's so important because you can really dictate dictates everything really. Unless you get the big guts and you just go AJ Shop on them and just take top. Which is a strategy.
Actually, not really a bad deal.
You don't see it enough. I think you don't see it enough. I think there are guys where it would make a bigger difference than then maybe they realize. Like someone like Jaden, someone like Spencer Lee. Listen, far be it for me to question the tactics of a 3-time NCAA champion, but if he took top more, why would you not go to your very, very best position, right?
Kind of like Anthony Robles. Robles should have taken top.
No, we can't do it again. We can't do that again. I refuse.
Same point, guys.
Jay,
it's exactly what you guys are describing right now.
Ben, don't.
The exact scenario.
But I'm not going to even talk about, I'm not going to say the word Robles and McDonough. Shane, I don't understand how sometimes when someone who's much wiser than you on this topic matter gives you some wisdom, how you don't accept it.
Ben, would you agree that more guys should take top that are good on top?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to say bottom is significantly oversubscribed. Way too many people pick bottom when they shouldn't. Top's hard, but some people should, like Ridge Lovett could choose top sometimes.
Also, one thing about choosing top, it's almost like a signal to the ref, like I'm going to turn this guy. So if you see that turkey going flattening out and not working, you know what I'm here to do. I'm here to turn. Who knows? Maybe that's but maybe get more stall calls from the top position.
Maybe make a shirt, Chris, says, I'm here to turn.
I'm here. Hey, by the way, I'm choosing.
I'm not here to ride.
I'm here to turn.
I'm here
to finish. I'm not here to finish 8 leg attacks in 2 minutes for riding time. Which that's what some people do.
That's a really good point, Christian. Though you're right. If that's where you're best. If I'm Ironman, might take top. Those are Ridge Lovett, take top. Those guys, Eric Barnett, take top.
So for Ironman,
Barnett
here's why.
Did take top against didn't he take top against Vito?
Who?
Glory?
No, Barnett.
Oh, maybe.
I
don't remember.
He might have had to because that match was pretty got out of hand.
So with Ironman taking bottom, I think you say, hey, you get this. The reason you take bottom is it's a quote sure point, and that is a fair point. But the points that come afterwards are much less known. Like,
yes,
you get to your feet. Are you going to get a takedown? You actually may be putting yourself in a position to give up 2 points and come away with a net loss. Whereas if you go on top, I'm not saying it's as likely that he is not as likely to ride out as he is to escape, but there is the other side that you could do that, and you also could get 4 points, 2 points that are big. And I feel like that there's like some statistical analytics that could be done on that would make a little more sense to choose top.
People don't believe enough in statistics. That's the problem why it's not done.
Yeah, that is a problem. I think if more people did it, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get through 157. Wait, no, let's finish 149. I've got Sasso. Over Gomez. Pretty chalk.
I'll go Sasso over Lovett. Lovett with the upset.
You love
of Gomez.
Lovett.
I really enjoy Lovett. It really pains me that he doesn't have a go-to leg attack. Ridge Lovett. I really enjoy watching wrestle. For God's sakes, man, you've been wrestling for 15 years now. Learn how to shoot. This offseason, do no wrestling. Just shoot. Just drill. Shot. That's all you need. I think it's a song. You just put that song on in the background, play it for like an hour, and just fire them damn leg attacks, boy.
Yeah. He does shoot some.
It's not very good. Good.
Heading into last season, week of the Big Tens, he was my sleeper pick was Ridge Lovett. I love me some Ridge Lovett. He's exciting. He's got a lot of exciting stuff. I think 149. I'd love to see Gomez Sasso because I've never seen it. Mm-hmm. But Sasso's hard to go against because he wins the close matches like super consistently. He just knows how to win. Sasso. He's so tough to score on. But Lovett Gomez intrigues me. That one you can't go wrong either. Like it's like at 141. Whatever we get in the final is going to be really good.
See, Sasso coming out of the top side, I think Lovett Gomez is 50-50, but Gomez.
Austin Gomez has really impressed me this year. Like
he's been good.
I know he was good coming in, but when you're gone for a couple of years, you bump up from 133. I did not think he was going to be this good.
It was. I thought he was a huge question mark coming into this year. I had no
Yeah,
idea
for
how
sure.
he was going to do.
Well, we hadn't seen him in how long?
We hadn't
Couple
seen
of
him.
years.
He'd been retired. It's like he's going up all these weights. Is this really going to be the weight for him? He's probably a 41, and he's just been good. He's been good the whole time.
And his technique to me is
He's
like,
smooth.
He's freaking good. He's very he just surprises me. When I see him hit certain things, I'm like, man, I just wouldn't have expected him to be that fluid and crisp, but he's damn good.
He can really move on his feet, and his upper body stuff is dangerous. Mm-hmm. He's iced some good guys. I think what helps Sasso in this weight, and I'm not just talking about Big Tens, but there's not a lot of super efficient, great leg attackers at this weight class. Some grinders, some tough guys, some good re-attackers, some mat wrestlers, other than Yanni, of course, who he struggles with, everyone struggles against Yanni. But I think that's one thing that really helps Sammy is that there's not a ton of guys that are like fantastic leg attackers and finishers.
Yeah. Well, and now obviously, given if you know how good Sammy is, what's your benefit to going underneath him?
Yes. Yeah. Good point.
Shooting, not choosing bottom.
Right. 57. Let's get it. I think this is a quick one because Ryan Deacon is among the biggest locks of this tournament.
Shane's son-in-law.
Ryan Sparks.
Yes. What if Kendall Coleman upset him?
I would be shocked.
What if?
That would be shocking.
Let's go tase. You can tase.
Even I'd be shocked on that one. If Coleman beat Deacon, I'd be shocked. And I don't say that very often. I think Deacon is just the head of the class here.
I think Rob actually probably comes out of that quarter.
That's possible.
Rob has not been good the second half, guys.
I know. He has slid a little bit, but
Peyton Robb.
Yeah.
Not good second half of the season.
So let me Deacon versus Coleman has been ugly historically.
What's up with Coleman getting decked twice?
Yeah.
And he got decked by David Carr. But man, now listen, I told Rich
he got
Love
pinned
to
in
work
a
on
tilt
some...
against David Carr.
Oh, that's so bad. I told Love it to work on some leg attacks. Now we need Kendall Coleman to get a bridge.
Yeah. There's some wrestlers that like good wrestlers that get pinned. I remember you may not remember. There's a guy named Stephen Keith from Harvard. He was like an All-American. He's good.
Remember him?
This dude got pinned all the time. But he was like good, but he would just like he would get pinned a lot. It was a weird phenomenon because basically no good wrestlers really get pinned hardly at all, right? It's very rare. And then just every now and again there's some guys that like I don't know what it is, but they get pinned. And Kendall Coleman, we love him, but he gets pinned. He gets pinned by Ryan Deacon. And Rob Coleman, I have no idea who's coming out of that because neither guy are exactly clicking on all cylinders.
Coleman, yeah. I'm taking Coleman because Rob came out like a honey badger in the beginning of the season. I don't know if it's like a prolonged weight cut.
How about Rob in front of that Lincoln crowd, thoe?
He just had. I mean, let's see.
Lost to Caleb Young.
I'll just tell you right here.
Crowd.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. He's 6-6 in his last 12. So I mean, I didn't count his David Carr loss in there. So hasn't been good lately.
Okay, so I think Deacon wins no problem to make the finals over Rob or Coleman. I really don't know who wins that quarter. And then at the bottom, we've got Will Luan as the 3. He'll probably have Saldate in that quarter. And then it's a Model Berge round 1, where I think everyone will probably pick Berge to win that, even though he's the 10 seed versus the Model's 7.
Yeah, Model's kind of getting screwed there.
Honestly, Model
is the 11.
No, I think Caleb Young is getting a little bit like for him to have someone.
Yes, that also.
That's a really tough quarter for the 2 seed. Like I bet, poor True Serum down Tom Brands, he'd probably rather be at the 3. Get Swigum and then the Saldate to make the semis versus I think
sure.
although you probably like the idea of being able to knock Penn State down a rung. So there is that, you prohibit Berge from getting into that semi, which guarantees top 6. So maybe you take it.
Yeah, Gilcher at the 11. Like, if you're model, like, I'll take the 11 versus the 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Caleb Young is wrestling really, really well right now.
He really is.
Really well. And guys, remember this. I want to go back about a month. Do we remember when Caleb Young was struggling and I said, Caleb Young is fine. Remember that? Just want to reiterate that.
You said,
and that's beautiful. Again, you look at Mirren, Young, and Marinelli right now, the middle of that order. They are wrestling very, very well right now. Very well.
They're humming. And I agree with that, Shane. I think Young makes the finals here. I think probably over Luan. I think these are not exciting matches.
Rematch of last year.
I think he's going to 3-2 his way to the finals. And then I know what happened in 2018 is not going to happen again, I don't think. I think Deacon over Young.
It happened twice.
Happened twice in the
same
weekend.
This was a Big Ten final last year, and Deacon's beaten him since.
Yeah, multiple times. Anyone have anything outside of Deacon Young final?
Nope.
Sort of tough.
It would be shocking.
What would be shocking?
Someone's getting tased if it was a non-Deacon Young final.
Yeah, someone out of the bottom making it wouldn't really stun me because Young is going to be in 3-2 matches in his quarter and semi.
Berge beat him last year.
And you don't want to get tased.
I don't think that's the case.
That is the case.
Berge beat him?
Yes, we did too.
But then what happened?
He got injured.
Was that at NCAs and Berge got injured? Yeah.
Yes.
Which match did Berge get injured?
I think it was Thursday. Did they wrestle Thursday night last year, second round?
Okay. I had that backwards in my mind.
Round 16. Oh, so now you're gonna get tased.
Really? That stinks.
Listen, I might just bring a taser and tase Christian and just dare him to press charges. Press charges if you want, Christian. I'm willing to pay the fine. What do you get? Like assault or something?
Yeah.
Can't be assault with a deadly weapon. Probably just a basic assault.
Assault, but you know what, Ben? You got a lot of Bitcoin. For whatever that's worth.
They can't
right
access
now.
it. I lost it in a boating accident.
Yeah. I don't know about that. We'll see. Okay, well that's it. It's 9:45. We gotta go. We gotta go get tacos. What's left of them?
I better have some this weekend for me. Tell Mark Bader. I've shaved Mark Bader's head before. I'll shave your head too, Christian Piles.
There's video proof.
There is video proof. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, JD. And thank you to you for listening. We'll finish our Big Ten preview.
I can't believe we only got through 57.
I can. These two? What are you going to do? We'll finish the Big Ten tomorrow. We'll get to the other conferences tomorrow. We may have a mega show. Don't tell Tyler. But we just may sit here and continue to talk about wrestling till we're done. We're not going to tell him. And we'll just do our best tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're excited. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye.